Hello and welcome back to Deus Machina Demonbane. I return to my office and switch on the lights, and after tossing my holstered guns on the sofa, a sudden flash of memory leads me to check the kitchen cabinet. What do you know? There's still some left. 1 pack of instant coffee. I don't remember when I bought it, but it should be fine as long as it's not too old. I don't think I'll live the good life tonight. I fill a cup with coffee and go back to the main room. Pushing aside some of the shit on my desk, I set the cup down and take the top book from a stack. I peruse the book while sipping my coffee. In case you're wondering, I'm reading a text on magic theory. It's been a while since I left school, after all. I have to catch up. My days are spent ghostwriting and sorting books for living expenses. As for the PI thing, that's about what you'd expect. I'm open for business, thanks, but there's none to be had. Well, nothing I can do about that. When I return from work, I crack the books and study. After reading into the wee hours, I get a little sleep. That's how my life's been recently. It's tough, but I'm satisfied. I feel extremely lucky to have such a simple life, with such common toils. To put it simply, there's absolutely nothing wrong with my life. With one exception. The sense of loss that remains like a dagger in my heart. Closing the book, I look around the office while sipping my coffee. It's a small room, clustered with piles of books everywhere, but, well, this place is bigger than I thought. Oh, give it a rest! What the hell? Just when a guy's earning a hard-earned rest? Don't have to work today, my office is closed, I'm even managing to pay my bills. Why the hell do I have to get woken up like this? Oh, fine, I give up, just wait a second. Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, huh? Is this the office of Mr. Deus Machina? When I open the door, there's Winfield, the butler. We fought together once upon a time, but there's no connection between us in this restored world. So why... You are Mr. Deus Machina, correct? Can I help you? I have a job for you. The answer comes not from the butler, but from out in the hallway, and the butler steps back as though to yield the floor. Standing there in the hallway is... Yup, it's just who I expected. Deep black and shining with the strength of will, her eyes looking straight at me. Indeed, this is a job fit for you, Mr. Deus Machina. Princess? Princess? The princess, Hadaruri, frowned in confusion. But all I can do is just stand there and stare at her. A grimoire to operate Demonbane. Yeah, there's no way she wants something like that. There'd be no use for it, since Demonbane doesn't even exist in this world. So what does she want? Strange happenings. Something other is lurking in the shadows of Arkham City. It hasn't been made public yet, but there's been some damage. People have gone missing, only to be found a few days later with the life drained out of them. People have seen hordes of monsters marching through the night. Cars and buildings have been sliced apart by some unbelievably sharp blade. Strange weather patterns have been reported in certain isolated areas of the city. Fortunately, no one has turned up dead yet, but things are getting pretty hairy. All of those things are stuff that Al's pages did. I believe these incidents fall into your territory, am I right? Deus Machina, formerly of the Masonic University Occult Research Department. I suppose I could call you Deus Machina Magic Detective, correct? I wonder why. The princess seems certain that I won't refuse her request. And well, I do end up accepting. The pay's good, and there's another reason. There's something about these incidents that bothers me. To investigate the sightings of strange creatures, I head deeper and deeper into the slums of the city. Haddow Manor. This is all well and good, but Winfield, where did you find such a suitable individual with such ease? Well, in truth, it was not I who discovered Mr. Deus. I heard about him from the old master. From grandfather? Yes. He said that we should depend on Mr. Deus to solve any strange incidents that we could not handle. As a detective, he may be third-rate, but there are none better in Arkham for dealing with this kind of thing. So I was told. It was some time ago, though. You grandfather? But how? Well, there is something unusual about that. What? Mr. Deus left Masonic and opened his detective business last year. However, I heard about him from the old master long before that. What does this mean? I do not know. I can only imagine that the old master knew, or predicted, that Mr. Deus would become a detective. Oh, You cling to life so desperately. Well, human, would you like to live? Shall I investigate Mr. Dear's more thoroughly? I suppose. However... Yes? I must admit that it sounds like grandfather. He often moved according to some incomprehensible instinct, but his efforts always succeeded. He must have known the future. Only such an illogical explanation makes any sense. Indeed, the old master always seemed more than human. Some say that he was a really great sorcerer. It's hard to simply dismiss such rumours as fiction. Now that I have saved your life, you will work as my arms and legs. Don't be silly. You're lucky that this is all I'm asking. You have nothing to complain about. Our contract is valid. You have inherited his superhuman blood, mistress. Don't tease me. I have no such power. But... I wonder why. The detective Mr. Juju, I have a strange feeling that we'll be seeing a lot more of him. I head deeper and deeper into the city, passing the slums and entering the ruined sectors. The moment I set foot upon the debris, I realise I'm walking into a trap. I can't move my body. Something has seized my limbs. What is it? I stare into the darkness, but I can't make out anything. But I can sense the thick magic filling the air. This is... Once again, I stare into the darkness. This time, however, I don't just look. Using senses beyond the usual 5, I see. There. The glitter of magic, thin lines glowing in the gloom. This is a spider's web. I'm caught in an enormous web spun from threads of magic. A spider web? It can't be. I look up, sensing the presence of something above me. It's a woman, her white skin shining brightly against the dark sky. I know her. Why are you here? Clinging to the web like the spider that she is, the woman looks at me and smiles. She springs into the air, landing right in front of me. With a bewitching laugh, she licks her lips. Atlaknachar! The Spider-Woman howls. Her skin splits, bursting within human flesh. Her true monstrous form is revealed, half human and half spider. Shah! The creature roars, baring its fangs as it leaps upon its immobilized prey. Oh, don't fuck with me! I cast my spell. The spider web binding me suddenly bursts into flame. With my hands free, I draw Cthulhu and fire. Yeah! Atlaknachar screams hideously as Cthulhu's shell blasts a huge hole in her chest and sends her flying. If you thought I couldn't use magic, you made a big mistake. I pull a grimoire from my belt. This is the book I was reading last night. The original notes on the Necronomicon. I wouldn't put much faith in its contents, but it's still a true grimoire. I just borrowed it from Old Man Armitage, and it's a good thing that I did. But this monster... Atlaknachar's body melts right before my eyes, disintegrating into countless sheets of paper. And soon all that's left, dancing on the pages of the wind, are the pages of a grimoire. As I watch this unfold, I feel a vague uneasiness in my chest, gradually becoming more distinct. I knew there was something about this princess's request that bothered me. This must be it. I reach out for the floating pages, but just then... Sensing danger from above, I leap back, simultaneously firing Cthulhu at my attacker. Another death scream echoes through the empty alleyway, this one coming from a monster darker than the night. Nightgaunt. The demon's body dissolves into sheets of paper. Those join with Atlaknachar's pages, defying the wind as they spiral into the sky. As though possessing wills of their own, the white pages fly off into the night. Wait! Huh? Just as I'm about to go after them, I realise where they're heading. And this direction is... Trusting my instincts, I take off running in the same direction. Just as I expected. As a procession of strange things marches towards me, the hunch burning in my chest is quickly becoming certainty. A mirror that gives life to monsters and a sword that flies. While evading the mob of fantastic creatures and dodging the attacks of the spinning sword, I fill the air with bullets from my twin guns. The mirror shatters, the sword breaks, and as the monsters vanish, the sword and mirror turn to pages. As expected, they go flying off in the same direction as the others. And I no longer have any doubt. All the grimoire pages are heading for the same place. I stand before the building, its tower rearing up as if to pierce the night. Misotonik University. The Spider-Woman Atlaknachar, the Dark Demon, the Nightgaunt, the Magic Mirror, the Mirror of Nitocris, the Flying Sword, the Scimitar of Barzai. I've already guessed what's coming next. And just as I expected, there they are, standing in front of the clock tower gate. This time I don't feel any surprise. Yo! It's been a while. Waving, I call out to them nonchalantly. They smile sweetly in response. One with dark skin and burning eyes, the other with snow white and a cool stare. The two beauties stand in my path. Cthulhu, Ithaqua. They charge, never dropping their smiles. Cthulhu's body bursts into flame. Ithaqua's body becomes shrouded in mist. And as they charge, the two women become divine creatures. One a burning beast, the other a frozen dragon. Even faced with burning fangs and claws of ice, my heart holds no fear. I raise my hand, the words of my spell ringing out into the night. Access! Carve my name into thy soul! I am Diaju Kuru. I am thy master. I am thy companion. I am thou king. Come to thou side. Kneel at my feet. Kiss my hand and reside within my power. The light bursts apart. The two creatures disintegrate, becoming glowing particles that are drawn into my two guns. The silence of night falls upon the campus once again. I enter the building. At first, it was only a slim hope. But as I defeated each monster, as I grew closer and closer, that hope has become a conviction. My emotions are racing. My heart is pounding absurdly fast, but despite the urge to run, my steps are terribly slow. It's like I'm trying to drive myself crazy. The monsters that attacked me are on their way here. Obviously they're the fragments I knew back in the world where Demonbane existed. So why have they appeared in this? The answer lies ahead. I reach my destination. This place is normally magically sealed, but it permits me to enter without contest. Miskatonic University's secret library. The greatest library on Earth, in which I kept the most dangerous grimoires. For me, the place is the beginning of beginnings. For I remember. When I first came to view the grimoires here, I encountered that other. It's too soon. Deep in the vault of my memory, the final key has begun to turn, and everything is coming together. I enter the library, driven by an irresistible impulse. I instantly feel a surge of powerful magic warp in the atmosphere. This library is filled with intense power, emanating from the grimoires lining its shelves. Not to make excuses, but I can't blame the old ignorant me for being traumatized by this place. But this time, however, I walk fearlessly through the thick aura of power. It's too soon for us to meet. Those creatures outside weren't seriously trying to kill me. Of that I'm certain. In fact, it's more like they were trying to lead me here. But why? The pieces of the puzzle are coming together. That day, the other I encountered was... I head deeper into the library, sensing a change in the flow of power. A sudden storm of pages comes out of nowhere, a tornado of magic tearing through the library, and without a second thought I throw myself into its centre. When the time comes, we will surely meet again. The world was stuck in a loop. We were stuck in a loop. So what if, in the strictest sense, Abdul Alhazara didn't actually write the Necronomicon? What if he based it on some other book? What if that book were the ultimate grimoire that had come from unknowable dimensions across unfathomable expanses of time? And I extend my fingers, tracing the air in the shape of the pentagram. And I'm going to have to end this part here, because I don't want to, because I feel like that's a reasonable-ish place, and I don't know how long is left. So if the next part ends up only being 30 seconds long, my apologies for that. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next part.